Các bạn, làm bánh cuốn á, dòm rất là đơn giản nhưng mà thật ra làm bánh cuốn phải cần rất là nhiều kỹ năng. Ầm một cái nỗi mà Khôi rung tim yếu tim luôn. Xin chào các bạn đã đến với kênh Cuộc Sống với Vợ Mỹ. Mình là Khôi.
Và Mỹ là em nè. Xin chào, em là Kelly.
Hôm nay vợ chồng mình sẽ kể cho các bạn nghe một câu chuyện về món bánh cuốn này.
If it wasn't for a severe lightning storm the night before, we may have never had the opportunity to give it a try. 2 years ago, we took a motorbike trip from the south of Vietnam to the north. And on our last morning on the road, we were so grateful to end up at this woman's bun goon shop. Her fresh and warm bun goon was the perfect breakfast after a night of driving in the rain and skipping dinner. She tops her bun goon off with dried shredded shrimp, and it adds the perfect amount of saltiness. It was really by strange fate that we even ended up in that town, right? But we were pleasantly surprised by how satisfying bun goon can be for breakfast or maybe like a mid-morning snack.
Yeah, I just love how warm it is.
I know.
And it's like soft,
yes.
you know?
It's easy to digest.
Yeah, without soup. Like, I think it's like the only food without soup that I would eat in the morning that I would like. Yeah,
that's right. So we've decided to go ahead and give it a try and cook it up today. So, Khoi, how did we can you describe to us like how we kind of dressed it up?
So, I'm used to like on the side, like have the cooked bean sprout. And then we have the cucumber, thì giá, với lại dưa. And over here we have the lettuce, right? And then for the meat on the side, I remember there's always chả. Thì đây mình có chả như chả gà. I think it's chicken chả. Yeah. And then we top it off with like a dry fish, shredded dry fish.
Do you think it's the same one that she had?
I don't know. I
It
think
looks
so.
the same.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's why I did it, because it's like.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah.
We had it at home.
Yeah. So let's try it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me add some fish sauce on top.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me get this. Use some.
Come on, Ann.
Không có chi. Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay.
put everything in one bite.
Oh,
I
really?
I don't know. I'll try.
Is that the way?
I don't know.
Okay. I think that would be too messy for me. Look at that fan. Okay, I'm gonna go for another one.
Wow. The filling is really good.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow, babe, for our first time, I'm pretty impressed, right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's really good.
It's not the same for sure. Like hers is definitely like we have a ways to go before we'll like get there, right? But it's still very good,
Oh,
right? Oh,
ở đây mình có rau má. Pennyworth drink.
that's right.
Kelly thèm uống rau má cho nên sẵn đi mua chả thì Khôi mua rau má cho Kelly uống luôn.
Wow, the flavor is very good. The filling is seasoned just perfectly, just enough salt. And the crunch of the water chestnuts, I really, really love that. It's great. And then the topping of the fried, I don't know if this is like shrimp or some kind of seafood, like shredded fried seafood shrimp mixture. It's just like, it really does just kind of top off the whole dish. It's that nice texture, that break of texture with the rice noodle, which is so chewy and gooey and delicious. But then you have these like, every once in a while you get these little crunches in your mouth. It's pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Wow.
Các bạn, làm bánh cuốn á, dòm rất là đơn giản nhưng mà thật ra làm bánh cuốn phải cần rất là nhiều kỹ năng và cái sự quen thuộc của cái tay mình để đổ cái bánh cuốn cho nó đều.
So the rice paper is actually the hardest part, right, Khoi?
Yeah.
If you guys were able to catch our previous video, we actually made this fresh rice paper steamer from scratch, and it was a lot of fun, but we learned very quickly that you need a lot of practice and a lot of patience to make the fresh rice paper, right, Khoi? But we were excited that we shared that with you guys because we got a great suggestion and we made a change to our steamer, right?
Yeah. Thì có các bạn góp ý cho vợ chồng mình đó là đục lỗ trên cái đồ hấp á, để cho cái hơi nước nó lên nhiều hơn, để cho cái bánh ướt nó sẽ chín nhanh hơn, và hy vọng kỳ này sẽ làm đạt được. Okay, để Khôi đổ một cái này.
Do you want me to hold this for you?
Yeah. Thì để Khôi kể lại cái câu chuyện đi phượt của vợ chồng mình từ miền Nam cho tới miền Bắc. Thì cái lúc này á là gần cuối cái đoạn đường mình rồi, khoảng chừng 200 km nữa là tới Hà Nội rồi. Thì ngày đó Khôi không bao giờ quên, mưa bão rất là to. Ở bên trái của Khôi thì có một cái đồng ruộng lúa rất là lớn, thậm chí có núi nữa. Thì mình đang ở trên đường Hồ Chí Minh thì Khôi thấy không ổn rồi, thì Khôi tấp vô lề đường để chờ Kelly đến. Thì Kelly đã đến thì Khôi vừa xoay qua để định bàn với Kelly coi mình có thể tiếp tục đi nữa không, hay là mình sẽ trú mưa ở đâu đó. Mình không có thể quyết định nữa. We can't really decide, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like we just started the day.
Yeah, it was
Right.
not, yeah. We were debating.
Yeah, we were debating. So Khôi vừa xoay qua định bàn với Kelly, sấm sét đánh một cái tới nỗi hình như các bạn sấm sét gần, rất thiệt là gần, khoảng 30 mét ở bên tay trái Khôi, ở dưới đồng ruộng, tới nỗi mà Khôi thấy cái đất nó rung lên tới cái chiếc xe máy của Khôi luôn.
Yes.
Thì Khôi, các bạn, cái này là y hệt trong phim luôn, đánh một cái Khôi xoay qua bên phải né, mình vừa xoay qua bên phải mình dòm thấy một cái khách sạn rất là lớn và rất là to, và có một cái bảng mà đèn hotel, what is it? Golden Hotel,
Golden Times
Golden
or
Time
something.
Hotel rất là lớn. Khôi nói ok, vợ chồng mình
That's right.
phải tấp phải,
That's right.
quẹo phải để vô khách sạn.
Oh man.
Nên cái ngày đó không thể quên được.
I can still feel the electricity. Like when you
Yeah.
talk about it, I just could feel it. It was so
Yeah.
scary.
Like if there was a close up of the ground, you can see the pebble like
Vibrating.
Yeah, vibrating. Like it was so close to a lightning. Like I've never
crazy.
been that close to a lightning
I
before.
haven't either. It was
Yeah.
really, really
And it
scary.
was super bright too.
It was so, it lit up the
Yeah,
sky
it's like,
because
and it's loud. It's
yeah,
like boom.
it was afternoon, I think, but it had already gotten so dark.
Yeah.
The thunderstorm was so severe.
Yeah.
It was so
'Cause
intense.
during the day, it was raining. It's like fine that we
Yeah.
have. Tại vợ chồng Khoa có áo mưa, cho nên lái xe máy trong mưa thì bình thường thì không có sao, nhưng mà ngay cái con đường nó tự nhiên nó chở bão, cái mặt trời âm u liền lập tức luôn, right? Like it turned light rain to like
To
dark.
like flash
Yeah.
flooding. Yeah, it was
was
pretty
crazy.
severe. It
Okay.
was crazy.
I think it's done.
It's done. Okay.
Wow.
Honestly, I feel like sometimes the universe tries to send you messages, whether it's directly or indirectly, in different kinds of ways, right?
Yeah.
You don't get those messages often, but when you get them, I think you should listen.
Oh my
And
God.
I think, wow. Wow.
Wow.
Very nicely done. Wow. It's so pretty.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that experience was one of those times.
Yeah.
That was the universe telling us, like,
We need to stop.
we need to stop, yes, for our safety.
That taught me the lesson to always listen to the universe.
Yeah, just go with the flow, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding our filling to our beautifully made fresh rice paper that you just did, that you just cooked up.
Well, we have practice, right?
Yeah, a lot of practice. So our filling today is pretty simple. It's just some ground pork that we seasoned in a bowl with some sugar, salt, pepper, a little bit of cornstarch, some fish sauce, and some oil. Marinated that for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then when that was ready, we sauteed up some garlic and some onion, threw that pork mixture in and cooked it up. When it was almost done, we added in some water chestnuts and wood ear mushrooms, cooked it for just a little bit longer, and then removed the mixture from the heat, as the mixture needs to be completely cool before you can assemble your bánh cuốn.
Wow.
So I'm trying to do your wrapper justice here, Khoi. Hopefully I am.
Wow.
What do you
Beautiful.
think? Beautiful.
Wow.
All right.
Wow, your first bánh cuốn, babe.
No, I feel so proud. It's exciting. So, Khoi, back to our story, right? So, you mentioned that we stayed at that hotel, and it's a really good thing that we did, right?
I think so.
Because not only was the thunderstorm terrifying and extremely dangerous, the next morning we went downstairs to go pack up our bikes to start heading to Hanoi, and my bike had a flat tire. So we're about maybe a 4-hour drive outside of Hanoi. We got stopped here last night because of a huge thunderstorm. Yesterday, my bike, anytime I went past 40 miles an hour, it started to kind of shake, and I felt that something wasn't right. But, you know, just figuring that it's been through it, and maybe it's the end of the trip. We packed up our bikes this morning, and lo and behold, my back tire was flat. So we are here getting it patched up, and then we will be on our way to Hanoi.
Thì sáng nào trước khi lên đường đi cái chuyến phượt từ Nam tới Bắc của Khôi với Kelly á, thì sáng nào vợ chồng mình cũng tìm một cái chỗ ăn nào rất là ngon để ăn cho no bụng trước khi mình xuất phát. Thì Khôi với Kelly có hỏi cái bác mà giá xe cho Kelly hôm đó, thì bác có giới thiệu đến cái tiệm bánh cuốn của cái cô đó trong cái thị trấn đó ở cuối con đường. Thì mình his shop was in the beginning of the road and her shop was at the end of the road.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so thì vợ chồng mình đi tới cái tiệm bánh cuốn của cô đó, thật rất là ngon.
Really, really good. Yeah. And you know, Khoi, it's funny because before all of that happened, I don't think we ever really we never really thought much about bánh cuốn.
That's
We never
right.
really even ate it that often.
Yeah,
Right?
but now it's like such a memorable
It
dish
is.
for us.
It
You know,
is.
we always like thinking about that story that we like, you know,
I know.
the lightning strike. We're like so near us.
I know. It's wild. It was really, really wild. But
Yeah.
now this food has a really special memory
Yeah.
for us. And I'm really glad that we got to share it with you guys today.
Yeah. Thì rất cảm ơn các bạn đã ủng hộ vợ chồng mình. Hãy
Like
và đăng ký kênh cho mình nhé. Xin chào.
Xin chào.